Riverdance Queen was slowly out, which might make this race for Magic Music early. Gateway Angel away smartly, Aubrey and Luwilla. Over on the outside, Tycoon Princess from Riverdance Queen, Piavonic, and two last of all is Angel's Jewel. 700 metres out and Magic Music in front by nearly a length. Gateway Angel, Archangel goes to third, the outside of Luwilla. Between runners, Aubrey a length further back to Riverdance Queen, Tycoon Princess, Piavonic, and Angel's Jewel 2 lengths away last of all and struggling up before the turn. Magic Music leads by a length to Gateway Angel, 1.5 to Archangel, Luwilla, then Aubrey under pressure, Riverdance Queen, Piavonic needing a run over on the inside from Angel's Jewel and dropping out last Tycoon Princess, but it swept away on the turn. Magic Music 200 metres out, open up a break of 3 lengths over Gateway Angel, then Aubrey running on Luwilla, Angel's Jewel down the outside and Piavonic, but Magic Music's making an absolute mockery of the weight. It's starting to stop, but it's going to get home. Piavonic flashing late with Luwilla, but Magic Music a length, Piavonic, Luwilla third, Angel's Jewel blew it at the start, then Gateway Angel, Aubrey, well back Archangel, Riverdance Queen and Tycoon Princess last in.
And number 1, Magic Music, 210, 140, 4 Piavonic, 170, number 7, Luwilla, 810.
1 Magic Music, 210, 130, 4 Piavonic, 190, 7 Luwilla, 780.
And it's one like it, but things did go its way. One of the horses that was expected to match it up in front with it, Riverdance Queen, has missed the start by 2 lengths, and the second favourite has missed it by almost as much. Angel's Jewel and Magic Music's been able to pounce straight on the lead, kick away on the turn, and despite the big weight, has drawn
more from Melbourne shortly. Let's go to the Gold Coast and the late mail.
Well, there is fine, but the bit of cloud about the track is.
They're off, and they've jumped away in a good line. Keeper away reasonably well. Slipstream went away very quickly with Gifted Ground and Undertone going up on the inside of Slipstream to share the lead. Keeper the fourth. Over on the outside, Surfboard, Force Wreck on the outside. A half away was Piace at the tail. Heading over towards the 900 metres, and the leader was Undertone by a length now to Slipstream. Third placing Keeper on the inside of Gifted Ground, and between them Surfboard, 1.5 to Piace and Force Wreck on as they come down the side. 700 metres out, and it's Undertone by a length. Slipstream away from the rails. Keeper over on the inside now in a pocket out deep. Gifted Ground followed by Surfboard. Piace and Force Wreck on last of all. 500 metres to go, and Undertone in front by a length. Slipstream ridden up now second out after this leader. Keeper travelling beautifully on the inside but needing a run from Gifted Ground, and then Surfboard under pressure. Piace and Force Wreck on as they come around the turn. Undertone a neck in front of Slipstream. Keeper on the inside now ridden up followed by Gifted Ground, Giving Ground. Piace wide out, Undertone and Slipstream clear from Keeper in the straight. Slipstream the outside went to the lead from Undertone. Keeper struggling. Piace running on. It's in front Slipstream. Piace the outside picking it up. It's Slipstream in front. Slipstream won by a head. Piace Undertone third. Very disappointing. Keeper fourth. Well, it need not to worry about going to Sydney. A waste of time. Next in then was Surfboard followed by Force Wreck on. Last in was Gifted Ground.
1 Slipstream, Patrick Payne, 420, 210, 8 Piace, 710, no third, 2 Undertone.
Run the second horse. Slipstream the winner, number.
And on Super Tab, $4 and 190, 8 Piace, 540 and 2 Undertone, no third dividend.
And the rider there was Greg Childs. 182, 182, 4 and 5. Number 1 Slipstream is by Hurricane Sky out of Prodigious Girl, an Aspect mare raced by Contract Racing, David Moody and Matthew Allerton. A confident ride by Pat Payne. He took the trail behind Undertone, came away from behind that horse at about the 700, started to put some pressure on, got the better of the Undertone after turning, and then had to stave off the very, very promising Piace, who's been a run and a half coming from the tail of the field. Well, it's been a run and a half. The favourite Keeper has been an absolute shocker in the box seat. Needed room on the turn. The room came, the run came for it, but it just couldn't go.
And we have correct weight.
Is set. A little bit of movement near the inside. They're off now. Confederate Kids missed it by a length. Thong and Push Bike and Transparent Lover with Rory's Power all the way quickly. Urges up there and Dapper Zap, a line of 5 from a Quiver Normandy. And Confederate Kid going up on the inside as they race towards the 900. A Battle Royal, Dapper Zap the setter. Thong and Push Bike over on the inside. Transparent Lover easing back Rory's Power to fourth. Then Urge, who's trapped out 3 deep around the Quiver, and going up on the inside Confederate Kid, and last a length and a half away is Normandy. 650 out down the side. Transparent Lover covered. Dapper Zap from Thong and Push Bike deep. A length away, Confederate Kid getting rails runs, followed by Rory's Power coming wide. Urge has never been on the track, followed by a Quiver and Normandy as they reach the turn. 400 metres out, and over on the inside, it's Dapper Zap taking the lead here from Thong and Push Bike. Transparent Lover is struggling. Urge out deep, continues to run on with Rory's Power. Confederate Kid needing a run nearer the inside, then Normandy a Quiver as they corner. Dapper Zap in front here. Confederate Kid is under pressure. Rory's Power is now into the clear, and then Normandy followed by a Quiver, and Urge got chopped out. It's Rory's Power after Dapper Zap. Confederate Kid back on the inside. Dapper Zap in front. Rory's Power later, Quiver and Normandy, but Dapper Zap gets in. Dapper Zap wins by a length. Over on the inside, kicking again was Confederate Kid for second. In a photo, Rory's Power and a Quiver, then Normandy. Further back, well back, Thong and Push Bike, Transparent Lover, and Urge has tired very badly to run last.
7 Dapper Zap, Greg Childs at 11.60, 280. 5 Confederate Kid at 160. 1 Rory's Power, 170. 6 a Quiver, 210.
By Greg Childs.
Number 7 there, that was Dapper Zap to pay 11.60, and for the place 280. 5 Confederate Kid 150. Those for third, 1 Rory's Power $2, or number 6 a Quiver to return a dividend of $2.50.
5 and 6, 7, 5 and 6. Number 7, Dapper Zap, Greg Childs. Number 5, Confederate Kid, Peter Mertens. And number 6, a Quiver, ridden by Julian Harris. Fourth in was 1, Rory's Power. Every chance for it. And fifth place in going to number 10, and that was Normandy. The time 112.1, 47.7, 36.3, 24.5 and 12.4 were the sectionals. Dapper Zap, good luck to the owners. Raced by the Silton Saddle Syndicate. Of course, that's the Ballarat young punters syndicate.
And the tote, 7 Dapper Zap, 11.60, 280. 5 Confederate Kid, 166 a Quiver, $2.10. Quinella, 26.80. Exacta, $70.80. 756 Trifecta, $341.70.
Okay, we'll get openers there shortly for the next. Race number 3 in Adelaide.
They're off now. Captain Gulab hopped in the air at the start, missed it by a length or so. Mondavert and away smartly near the inside, Kahuna. And going away also quickly is Banff Connection. We've got a line of 3 early. Dropping in behind those was Keystone. Then Forest Jim, who's got a cross on the outside of it, well, outside of Halo Ruler, followed by Narcissism. Back on the rails, Captain Gulab. Well back then, Tarryama as they settle with Zaro. And last is our Envoy. 1,600 metres out down the side, and Mondavert leading from Banff Connection. Over on the inside, a half away Kahuna. 2 lengths further back, Keystone. Another 2 to Forest Jim. Halo Ruler is back on the rails. Around it, Narcissism from Captain Gulab. Then Tarryama, Zaro, and one last of all, there's our Envoy as they head to the corner near the 12.50. It's Mondavert in front. Banff Connection second is tracking a little bit deep. Kahuna third, a length away on the inside from Keystone. 2 to Forest Jim, Halo Ruler. Then Narcissism back along the rails, Captain Gulab. Third last, Tarryama. Inside it was Zaro. And last is our Envoy, 10 off the lead. Along the back towards the 1,000 metres. And Mondavert leading by a length. Banff Connection second, third placing Kahuna. No change up front. Fourth on the outside is Keystone. 2.5 to Forest Jim, who travels nicely. Halo Ruler the inside. A couple to Captain Gulab. Getting up inside Narcissism. Zaro is back along the rails from Tarryama, and 2 last of all, and hard ridden is our Envoy as they come off the back inside the 800, and it's Mondavert by a length. Banff Connection third placing is Kahuna. Over on the outside, Forest Jim and Keystone making their runs from Halo Ruler. Narcissism scrubbed up, Tarryama making ground, Captain Gulab. Zaro's a long way back and spotting the Forest Jim. 6 lengths coming to the turn, and last is on the inside our Envoy, and Forest Jim sprinted quickly here on the corner. Inside the 400, dashed away from Mondavert. Banff Connection, then Kahuna. Halo Ruler, Tarryama is struggling further back than at the head of the others. Narcissism, Captain Gulab. Forget Zaro, but forget everything. Forest Jim's in a race of his own. The rider has a look around. He's 6 in front. Interest in the minors. Kahuna getting up on the inside. Mondavert and Halo Ruler battling away, but Forest Jim being eased down on the line. He's only going to win by 2 lengths. Second placing goes to Kahuna. Zaro flew to get third. Then came next would have been Halo Ruler with Mondavert, Captain Gulab, well back Keystone, Narcissism, Banff Connection, Tarryama, and our Envoy was last all the way, and that has won with ridiculous ease.
5 Forest Jim, Dan Nikolic, 210, 120. 7 Kahuna, $7, or 6 Zaro, 140.
Super Tab 5, Forest Jim to pay 210 and 130. Those for the minors, 7 Kahuna, $7, or 6 Zaro to pay 140.
And it's only won by probably a length and a half when it could have won by Well, I suppose I could say 8 or 10 lengths. It could have won by. I've never seen a horse ease down so far out than what Dan did there. He's just treated those rivals with just total contempt for us, Jim. Second placing going to number 6, Zaro, who didn't figure in the race until it was all over. I mean, it's run second, but it should have been beaten 10 lengths. And third into number 7, Kahuna, ridden by Matthew Gatt. Numbers 5, 6, 7, 3 and 10. But a big effort there and a big win by Forrest Jim, who is a horse that we're going to hear a lot more about. He's by Grosvenor out of Skylarking, a Twig Moss mare, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd Williams, trained by Cliff Brown, and has given Dan Nikolic an armchair ride. I really wish he had have ridden it out just to see how much it would have won by. 2:08.1 was the time. That's nothing to write home about. There he is, just looking at the replay, having a look around 150 out. Third pick. Racing. And they've jumped away in a perfect line. Out deep on the track, Forest Express away smartly is going to be a leader early. Going up in the centre was I'm a Ripper to take over the running. Brulant going to third from Tahuna Gold. Grand Eschazeau, then High Grove going very fiercely there on the rider. Having to check around, it was Hill of Grace from Ellie Dance, and Shizu now dropped out to the tail. Down the side, 16.50 out, and the leader is I'm a Ripper by 2.5 lengths, Forest Express, and Hill of Grace now pulling out 3 deep and going forward. A length away, Tahuna Gold. On the inside of it then was High Grove as they settled. Brulant is next, followed by Grand Eschazeau, Ellie Dance at 1/2 on the outside, Shizu at the tail. 6 lengths first to last as they travel towards the bottom corner. 12.50 out, I'm a Ripper by 2.5 to Forest Bronze. 2 lengths away, Hill of Grace over on the outside of Brulant. Another 2 to Tahuna Gold. Grand Eschazeau is running 6th on the inside, followed well back then by Alley Dance around it, High Grove. And last of all is Shizu. They start to string out as they go towards the 1,000 metres in the Oaks, and the leader, I'm a Ripper by nearly 3 lengths to Forest Express. 3 away, third, Hill of Grace. A length and a half, Brulant fourth on the inside of Tahuna Gold, followed by Grand Eschazeau. Then High Grove, Alley Dance, and one last of all is Shizu. Off the back, 800 metres out. I'm a Ripper, the leader, 2 lengths clear, Forest Express. Hill of Grace is third. Fourth, Brulant on the inside, and then Tahuna Gold, followed by Grand Eschazeau, hopping away from the rails. Well back then, High Grove, Shizu, and dropping out is Alley Dance, but they start to jam up. 600 metres out, and just the leader is I'm a Ripper now. Over on the outside, coming after it very quickly is Hill of Grace, and in the centre of those was dropping back there, I'm a Ripper now. Now Grand Eschazeau making its run, and from the rear, Shizu, and then Tahuna Gold and Brulant, but Hill of Grace took the lead on the turn from Forest Express. Grand Eschazeau moving to second, and Shizu the outside. 200 metres out, Hill of Grace in front. The rider pulls the whip. Grand Eschazeau trying to pick it up from Shizu, but it's Hill of Grace in front. Grand Eschazeau's not going to get within 2 lengths of it, and Hill of Grace punched out, wins comfortably. Hill of Grace 2.5 to Grand Eschazeau, 3 away Shizu. Then Tahuna Gold fourth, High Grove, followed by Forest Express. Brulant well back then, Alley Dance, and last in and failing to run the trip, I'm a Ripper.
Number 6, Hill of Grace, 290, 140 for Brett Preble. 7, Grand Eschazeau, 160, and 2, Shizu, 220.
Number 6, Hill of Grace to return on Super Tab, 290 and 130. 7, Grand Eschazeau, 150, and 2, Shizu, $1.90. That treble approximate for the Melbourne meeting on 7, 5 and 6 should return $208.30.
Has held that margin and probably increased it in the last little bit to go to the line to pull off a very good win in the Lone Star Oaks. So he's had a couple of good days here, Brett Preble, of course, winning the Norman Carline here on Thursday night and following it up with the Lone Star Oaks. Numbers are 6, 7 and 2, 6, 7 and 2, Hill of Grace, Grand Eschazeau and Shizu. Fourth placing to 4, Forest Express, and fifth in was number 8, and that was Tahuna Gold. 2:06.7 was the time, which is 2.2 outside the record. 48.7, 36.5, 24.6 and 12.4 for the sectionals, with Hill of Grace by Zabil out of Carmel Valley, a last tycoon mare. Shockingly bred, isn't it? Raced by T.W. Jarvis, trained by Robert Prescott. He's got his team based here at Flemington. And Brett Preble, the winning rider.
And the toad, 6, Hill of Grace, 290, 140. 7, Grand Eschazeau, 160. 2, Shizu, 220. Quinella, 490. The exact at $9.10. The 672 trifecta, $48.30. The first 4, 6, 7, 2 and 4, $179.90. The extra double, 5 Forest Gym and 6 Hill of Grace, is $6.10. The special dividend of $2 with a late scratching of number 3 Tributes.
National Racing.
They're often racing, and they've jumped away in a pretty fair line with Go Davo, Go and Theatre the first to show out. Driving up in the centre, Astig and Grand Bay holds the inside from Amber Boy. All sand deep, even wider, Go Flash Go, and 2.5 last of all is My Sartorial as they settle. Heading over towards the 800 Theatre in the centre, leading here from Grand Bay, all sand. 2 lengths further back, Amber Boy, followed by Go Davo Go. Astig has dropped back to second last, couldn't go that early pace. Go Flash Go is on the outside, and last of all is My Sartorial. 600 metres out or beyond it, Theatre just in front of all sand. Grand Bay ridden up, followed by Go Davo Go, coming out 3 deep. 4 wide, Go Flash Go. Astig starting to warm up with Amber Boy, and they've dropped off My Sartorial. 400 out on the corner. Theatre grabbed by all sand and Go Davo Go. Here's the favourite, Astig, sweeping deep, followed by Amber Boy, Grand Bay. Go Flash Go under pressure, and My Sartorial, a line of 4 around the turn. All sand took a narrow lead. Go Davo Go, and Astig travelling up on the outside, looks to be going better than them from Theatre. And then Amber Boy, Astig took the lead 100 metres out, starts to draw away from all sand. Go Davo Go, and My Sartorial from last, but Astig, the favourite home here, scores comfortably by 2.5 lengths to all sand. Tight third, My Sartorial on the outside, and back on the rails, Amber Boy, followed by Go Davo Go Theatre, and with it Go Flash Go and Grand Bay together at the tail.
9 Astig, Darren Gauchi. 240, 140, 2 all sand at 2 even. 10 My Sartorial, $15.20, or 6 Amber Boy, $2.30.
A photo for...
Okay, number 9 there, Astig. On the super tab, 280, 140, 2 all sand, 190, and 10 My Sartorial has run third, $11.70.
Has been far too good. Had the race won on the point of the turn when it swept up. Was going better than the horses on the inside of it, and has made it 3 favourites into the quaddie on end. So very skinny divvy coming up there for those that gambled on a bolter getting in that particular leg. But Astig has scored here in a time of 111.3, which is only a second outside the race record, and the sectionals 47.4, 36.3, 24.8 and 12.5. They did go pretty hard early. The winner, Astig, is by Dane Hill out of Perulaman, raced by the Guri Pastoral Company. Andrew Baddock is the manager there, Lee Friedman and Darren Gauchi.
Right, we have correct weight at the Gold Coast, race 4 on 132. Moonee Valley, race 6.
Hula Wonder down on the inside. They're away and racing at the 1600 and down towards the inside. Lizophony, one of the first out from Wildeur. Londolese began fast, looking for the lead. Blue Paris got away quickly, and so did Gold Crystal from an outside draw. Rosa War getting up to be about 5th or 6th as they settle down now. Laybeal and Lady Elsie back towards the tail. At the 1200 metres and taking over the running is Londolese into the back, about 3/4 to Blue Paris. Lizophony third on the inside, and then Wildeur. Gold Crystal trapped out 3 wide there, wanting to over race a bit, and 2 lengths to Rosa War just off the speed. Hula Wonder down on the inside, about 2 lengths away is Luna Tudor Fuss. Around them Carmenesque, a couple of Nawasi, followed by Lady Elsie. Laybeal and Caniana bring up the rear. At the turn at the 800 and having a hard run, Gold Crystal now eventually works to the lead, almost a length to Londolese. Blue Paris third, Voyaldior is 4th on the outside, and then Lizophony down on the rail. In 6th placing, Rosa War's had a beautiful run. 2 lengths away is Hula Wonder, Luna Tudor under pressure. Carmenesque creeping around the field, and Lady Elsie gets onto her back. Noirseer over on the fence with a lot of work to do, followed by Fuss, Caniana and Tudor Laybeal. As they near the corner now, Gold Crystal joined again by Londolese, Blue Paris and Voyaldior out wider. Then Rosa War starting to stake her claim, and Lady Elsie's coming around the outside as they corner. Lizophony's up there too. Gold Crystal, Londolese the leaders, with Rosa War coming after them fast, and then Lady Elsie. Rosa War wanted to duck in a little bit. She took the lead though. Lady Elsie's after Rosa War, and then Gold Crystal. Rosa War's a length and a half in front of Lady Elsie, trying hard, but Rosa War wins at a half a length to Lady Elsie. Second in and again. Gold Crystal, a very big run, holding on for third from Londolese, Lizophony and Wildeur. Then Noirseer, Carmenesque, and back behind those were Fuss, trailed by Kenny and a Luna Tudor. Laybeal never in it. Blue Paris knocked right up, and Hula Wonder last in. Number 1, the winner, Rosa War, ridden by Jason Patton. Rosa War, beautifully ridden by Jason Patton. taking out the Group 2 Anthea Crawford Stakes. Sat just off them in about 5th or 6th placing and unwound a great burst to take out the prize. Second going to number 9, Lady Elsie, ridden by Greg Childs, and third, number 8, Gold Crystal, ridden by Neville Wilson, who had little luck in the run. 1, 9 and 8. Fourth in was Londalazy, and fifth aim number 14, Lizophony. Well, a great win by Rosa War. She really has struck her form in a purple patch now with that win at Flemington last time out, followed up by just a superb ride by Jason Patton. As far out as the 800, she was the one you really wanted to be on, and she polished the race off with tremendous purpose in the straight. She just wanted to...
On the inside began steadily, away pretty well was Buster Jones heading up towards the front. Further out here was Cerberus, and now Royal Blue is heading across. So Royal Blue, Cerberus, cross Buster Jones third, followed by Weasel Will now moving to fourth, and then Big Mac and Brew, who's back sixth on the inside. Royal Caliph tracking a little wide, followed by El Camino. They're being followed by Fjordland on the inside, who's back fifth last. Then Hot Taste on the outside off Fasado. To Behemoth and Regal Royal, the bolter goes on his outside last of all. Cerberus the grey in front, inside the 1,000 leads 3/4 from Royal Blue. 2 lengths away, third Weasel Will, followed by Buster Jones on the inside. Fourth, 2 lengths to Big Mac, and then came Brew. Royal Caliph out there wide, followed by El Camino, 1 off, and Fjordland back on the inside. 2 to Hot Taste. 1-2 Fasado on the inside, then Regal Royal and Behemoth last of all, about 15 off the lead. They swing off the back. Down the side, 800 metres to go. It's Cerberus from Royal Blue on the outside, and Weasel Will now works up 3 deep, followed by Buster Jones on the inside. In behind them, Royal Caliph. Then came Big Mac, now moving up in the middle. Further back, Brew, El Camino. Then Hot Taste pulling to the outside for Fasado, Fjordland, Regal Royal, and Behemoth under pressure last of all, but they start to bunch up. Running towards the home turn on the inside, it's Cerberus. Outside at Royal Blue, and now Weasel Will joins in 3 deep and heads these two in front. Buster Jones right on his back as they turn for home, followed by Brew and Royal Caliph. Weasel Will, 250 out, turns for home, a length in front. Buster Jones out of the pack now, making ground. Then El Camino pulling out. It's Weasel Will. Buster Jones coming out after him quickly, and El Camino further out. Buster Jones is moving up to Weasel Will, then El Camino. It's Buster Jones and Weasel Will. Buster Jones and Weasel Will. I think Weasel Will's just won it from Buster Jones. Third, either Brew or El Camino. A gap on the field to Cerberus. In behind those, then we had Royal Caliph. Then came Royal Blue for Fjordland. Behemoth was behind them with Regal Royal, then Big Mac. Hot Taste was well back, and Fasado back towards the tail. It's a photo.
Number 5, Weasel Will at $3.80 and 170. 1 Buster Jones is paying $4.10 and 180. Also a photo for third, 4 El Camino 170. 8 Brew 530.
At the barrier, race 1 Toowoomba.
Standing by for numbers here.
Okay, leave Moonee Valley there at the moment. 5 has got it. 5 has got it. Weasel Will. And $4.160 on the Super Tab. Now, let's clear those dividends back at Werribee. I believe we need the daily doubles there. No. Yes, we do. I think Werribee. Just let me check a moment. The daily doubles on the numbers 6 and 1. No. Let's have a look. Go back to Melbourne.
171 Buster Jones, 180 for El Camino, 170. Quinella 990, the exacta 1940, the 514 trifecta, $48.70. The daily double, 1 Rose of War and 5 Weasel Will, is $16.60 with a special dividend $4.20.
Okay, now those daily doubles are actually at Cheltenham. The first daily double, 6 with 1, 109.90, 6 with 5, 32.60. Late scratching coming through at Kembla Grain at Ascot. Late scratching Ascot. Race number 4, take out number 12, Precious Resource. Number 12, Precious Resource. Now, we have the sub at Doomben, 1 Bravissa. Number 4 won the first leg. If you're live with 119, 236, 3105, 430, 5, 128, with 8, 231, 996, 10, 1100, 11, 385, 12, 128, 13, 192, 14, 82, and 15, 385. A short half head by 1, 138.56. And with 16 at Doomben, the double approximates $1,100. Well, they're moving in Doomben. We are not covering Doomben, but we will play it. And we'll cross right over now for New South Wales listeners at Doomben.
The agenda. Best money's been for Denzer and Basatu. It's at $2.40 on the TAB as we're about to see them go. Ready and racing. Macaroni came out well on the inside with Waddy's Request and Little Wonder Why. They're followed by Dancer and Bassar too, who began only fairly, moved to fourth now. Attaway jumped all right, but it's drifted back into the field. It's gone right back to second last with St Vidian on its outside at the rear of the field. They go up to the 800-metre mark now, and the leader settling was Waddy's Request, about a length clear. In second spot was Little Wonder Why. They're followed on the rail Macaroni. Then came on its outside Dancer and Bassar in fourth spot. 2 lengths to Attaway the inside, and covering it up was St Vidian. 600 out. Waddy's Request, the leader by just on the length to Little Wonder Why. 2 away then to Macaroni's, had a great run on the inside. Dancer and Bassar 2's on its outside. St Vidian's coming out wide. And Attaway staying back near the inside as they go to the 400-metre mark. Waddy's Request in front and kicked on the bend. Got away to lead, a length and a half or so to Little Wonder Why. Macaroni's going up on the fence. They're followed then by Attaway's running on fairly well. Dancer and Bassar 2 dropped the bit, and it's dropped right out of it. Waddy's Request in front. Attaway and Macaroni are the 2 chief challengers, but the leader was Waddy's Request, holding them at the moment. And Waddy's Request going strongly down to the line. He's going to win it well. Tight for the minors. Gee, it's nearly a dead heat. Macaroni or Attaway, nothing in it. Then a long gap further back, the Little Wonder Why, St Vidian, and Dancer and Bassar 2. Don't know if it's here or what, but it doesn't often put in here, and it's run stone last.
Number 2, Waddy's Request, 270 and 150 for the minors. 3, Attaway, 460, or 8, Macaroni, 270. There will be no third dividend.
Okay, they're getting set at Elwick. Number 2, Seracos is the favourite, 490. 4, Armistice Days, 560. And 1, Alva Park into 780. Now 2, Seracos into 360. The last at Werribee at 535. 1, Royal Joker, 260, 160 is the favourite. 2, Condy's Fair, 650, 250. 3, Peroni, 840 and 2. Number 4, Jark, 12 and 270. 5 is out.